What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about 5 games I do not expect to see at the PlayStation Showcase. But the reverse of this is that if these games are shown, granted, there would be various degrees of jaw-dropping and excitement or tears or whatever. I would be very, very excited for all of these. It would just range depending on which ones we're talking about. So let's actually start it off with the biggest of them all. Now, I made a specific video for this, so I won't spend too long talking about Sly Cooper. So this would be number 1 out of the 5, right? That if it was shown anything, and I do mean anything. So if we're talking a remaster collection, if we're talking a remake, or if we're talking a Sly 5, I would honestly even say this. If Sony were to come out and say, hey, we just want to have like a TV and movie corner right now where we talk about these, projects, how we're doing Gravity Rush and we're doing Horizon and Ghost of Tsushima, we're going to announce a Sly TV show. That would be enough for me to satisfy the conditions basically of this video, where I wouldn't expect that either, but that would be absolutely gigantic. So, I made a whole video on Sly. I won't spend too much time on it in this one, but it would be my number 1. Number 2 would actually be Infamous. I don't know if I'd actually rank this number 2. Maybe, to be honest with you. Something Infamous. So honestly, same thing as Sly. Now, we are going to talk about other things other than the relics of PlayStation. I don't want people thinking, oh, so Alex is only going to be impressed with them, if they bring back old franchises. Well, I'll be honest, Sly, Infamous, Resistance, and to an extent Killzone, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, those probably make like the 5 that I would really want to see return. But really, it would be Sly, then Infamous, then Resistance. Those would be like my top 3, I think. Same thing with Infamous, as I said, with Sly Cooper. If you did and I think, Infamous, I do think has a higher shot, not necessarily at this show, but just like in general to come back. I mean, the franchise is newer, right? Like it's been around closest to where we are right now versus Sly. Yes, Second Son kind of went down, but also you still don't have a place to play all of them in one spot, right? Like technically on what was PS Now and is now just, I guess, PlayStation Plus, there is the Sly collection that's got 1, 2, 3. Now you can't play 1, 2, 3, and 4 in one thing, so you could throw that out. But for Infamous, 1, 2, and Festival of Blood are secluded, and then you have Infamous Second Son and First Light that are also, separate. So there's no place to put all, I guess, 5. Do you want to say there's 5 of them in all? There's no place to put all 5 together. So to me, that needs to be fixed. I think it's got the higher shot of Infamous versus Sly. But again, I do not think it would be there. But if it was, I'd freak out. Number 3, I'm going to switch it up in a lot of different ways. I'm going to go third party. And I'm going to go one that I do actually think could be there. It's almost like reverse psychology. I'm hoping that I jinx myself for at least one of these games. This is a video I want to jinx myself on, right? I think we can all kind of agree. Persona 6. So this has been talked about. I may make a video just on this, over the next coming days before the PlayStation Showcase. So again, I won't spend too much time talking about it. It's possible. The rumor is the Persona 3 remake is actually going to be shown at the Xbox event. So that makes me think Persona 6 would be shown at the Xbox event. Then I think, well, Persona 6 was supposed to be announced last year at their celebration, which means they were willing to do it on their own. And I do think that's important. The fact that originally they were supposed to do it in their own event, nothing to do with Sony, nothing to do with Jeff Keighley, nothing to do with Xbox. They were going to do it on their own. So because of that, I almost feel like Atlas just at some random point in this summer is just going to announce Persona 6. But with the rumors of 3 at the Xbox show, I actually would think then 6 would be at the Xbox show. Obviously 5 and even Golden had the PlayStation exclusivity stuff. There has been, connections between PlayStation or Sony and then Atlas, but it's kind of faded and it's not really, in my opinion, there. So it's possible they just do it to do it. It could be, because Xbox does it as well, it could literally be an announcement where a game is just shown at this big event. And the trailer at the end of it, it shows PlayStation, but then, you go searching online and it says, oh, it comes out on all platforms, right? But they kind of hit it purposely. I could see it for either or. It gets announced at one of them to almost trick the simple-minded to think oh, it's an Xbox exclusive or oh, it's PlayStation exclusive, and then you go search it up and it's actually for everything. I guess it could be exclusive, but we just don't know that. So again, I won't spend too much time on it. This one I do think is definitely possible, maybe the most possible of this entire list, and that makes me happy because I cannot wait for Persona 6. Number 4, Last of Us 3. So, the biggest reason, I suppose, would be because of factions. I think that needs to get out the door. You need to show it. You need to show gameplay. You need to show kind of a release schedule of, when's this thing, does it have like an early access or a beta or, play tests or whatever. That is very, very important. That needs to come out. And obviously that's first up in like their docket. The reason I even throw in Last of Us 3 is because it is real. So this is actually kind of different, I guess, with Persona 6. Persona 6 is also real, right? But as opposed to Sly and as opposed to Infamous, The Last of Us 3 will happen. I'm just confident. I guess I don't actually know that. There's been rumors that it's happening, and, Neil has never actually confirmed it. But this game is like 3, 4, 5. No, probably longer than 3. Let's say 4 or 5 years away. It's not even, I don't even think, in a state to show maybe like a tease of like the name, like Last of Us 3 is happening. I don't know. I could see maybe like next year you simply show, like how they did for Ragnarok, how maybe you have like a voiceover, you have Ellie talking, and then you have like a visual of Last of Us Part 3. That's literally it. And then you wouldn't get anything for another full year. So that's what I think we'll see. I don't think we'll see it this year. I think that at the earliest, the very earliest, would be next year. So that's why it's on this list. And then the final one, made a video on this one as well, Knights of the Old Republic, the remake. And so to condense the video that I made a few days ago, whenever you guys are watching these videos, I need an update. I want an update. I don't think it's Sony's responsibility to give an update necessarily, like 100% on them, because ultimately, like, yes, it's exclusive, but like you have to worry about the publisher and the developer and all the rumors of it, switching because it just didn't look like it made any progress. I think the secrecy in the gaming industry is definitely an issue, specifically in this case, because you just hear so many bad things about it. And you can not believe it. That's totally fine, or it could not be true. But like, it's also been 2 years. Even if you don't believe the bad rumors, okay? Now, if you do believe the bad rumors, you could say, well, yeah, I'd like to kind of know what's going on. If you don't believe them, or you didn't even see them, well, it's still been 2 years. Like, why are we still doing this where we announce a game and years later, you get absolutely nothing on it? So hopefully, I don't think we would see it. I definitely don't think we'd see it at this show. But hopefully within like the next couple months, we get some sort of update on what's going on with this thing. So there's my 5. I'm sure I could come up with more. Ultimately, the goal of the showcase is what is going to be there. But I thought it'd be fun to talk about what's not going to be there but would shock me. If any of these games, like I said, if any of them appear, that'd be awesome. Absolutely awesome. Specifically, I'd say Sly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.